Folks, I greet you. Good morning one more time. Welcome to Enterprise Television, and the show is Homo Politicus. Here we accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. So we claw at issues that tend to raise the national adrenaline, So today, retroactive effect. Court orders former minister to come clean on Twitter agreement. If a law or decision is retroactive, it means to have effect from a date in the past before it was approved. Former Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, is in the news. In May 2024, a presiding judge, Dimba Nnamdi of the Federal High Court, ordered the controversial former federal minister to disclose the details of the agreement between the federal government and X, formerly Twitter, the micro-blogging platform. Recall that in June 2021, the former minister announced an indefinite suspension of Twitter operations in the country. Of course, it caused an uproar in the country, and the civil society group Socioeconomic Rights and Accountability Project, or SERA, feeling unsatisfied, went to court in 2022. I expect that Alhaji Lai Mohammed, himself a lawyer, would play ball. Indeed, in a progressive world, you can only run, you cannot hide. My discussants are ready, so let's go meet them. Barrister Evans Ufeli remains as straightforward as he always has been, and so we welcome him to this fair.
Thank you.
Barrister Ufeli, welcome.
Morning.
Ufeli is joined by the unputdownable Emeka Madunagu. Emeka is
my pleasure.
Emeka is a journalist and a political commentator.
My pleasure.
Yeah, gentlemen. So it was bound to come to this pass. So it is here, retroactively, if you like. So the court has ordered former Minister Alhaji Lai Mohammed to come state what he knows about the government of his day and what was agreed with Twitter. So we are here, gentlemen.
Yeah, I am surprised that the agreement between the federal government and Twitter, now X, has not been made public up until now. The truth is that the users of that platform are Nigerians, and they have used it so well in business, in advertising, in protests, expressing themselves as part of their fundamental right as enshrined in Chapter 4 of the Constitution. They have used it to change the natural workings of conversation in the Nigerian space. Some have used it to fight, even though the platform or the users appears to be very belligerent. But it has, in the age we find ourselves, it has given us some level of solace that we're able to, talk to the president directly, talk to whoever it is directly from the corner of our respective homes. Now, at that time when Serap went to court, Twitter was banned, now X. And after a lot of conversations and a lot of people wrote about it, the federal government had meetings with the blog sites, and they were able to come up with certain fundamental agreement as to what should be the standing rule going forward. Now, it is important. What the court has done now is to reach out to the minister then that spearheaded the ban and then subsequently the agreement with Twitter to come and share.
With the hope of clearing the gray areas.
Yes, so that users will know exactly what to do and what not to do, apart from the community guidelines, which is general to all users, Nigeria and across Nigeria. We should know the extra agreements so that people will know exactly how to comport themselves going forward. But that is good that the court is making such order. And it's also good that Lai Mohammed is in his best interest to come to court to do what he's asked to do, because in a way, this like he's been subpoenaed to come to court. If he fails to come to court, it becomes contempt. Then he can be committed to prison.
I imagine he knows this as the legal man.
He should.
Emeka, how do you weigh on this?
Well, my intervention will just be the fact that it's unfortunate that Nigeria is deficient, in the way we spell out, engagements with outsiders in a number of areas. We saw it happen during in the squabble between the federal government and Binance, and of course it emerged that there was really no laws on crypto in Nigeria, no laws on certain things, online investments and all that. And even up till now, it's only even in recent years that the Securities and Exchange Commission has actually risen to the occasion to use its powers, the powers in its enabling act, to actually regulate investment platforms, then going to crypto. The laws are there, but the problem is that those who are supposed to implement these laws are generally either largely ignorant of the laws or their application. So you find out that we usually push issues that, we should just refer to as statute books, and seek guidance. We politicize them, and then the argument gets lost in all the noise. Look at Twitter. Prior to that, the federal government's demand that Twitter, Meta, and the rest of them should come and register in Nigeria as entities, some people had actually raised that issue. That's why a lot of Nigerians, millions of Nigerians on these platforms, what is Nigeria making out of it? These people are not registered in these organizations, are not registered in Nigeria. They are not paying taxes to Nigeria. There is to the Nigerian government nothing, and there are implications for all these things. Now, it was when government started, then Meta rose to the occasion, and I think they worked out something in federal government. And so, after that, because I used to advertise on Meta, push posts, promote posts. So it was after that Meta started telling people that if you want this is the tax payable. Prior to that, Meta wouldn't charge you any taxes. And the origination point, the transaction, is originating from Nigeria. But Nigeria is not making anything. I have had business discussions with people outside the country where you find out that, we lack, even with all the treaties and everything, there aren't clauses spelling out what is Nigeria's interest, what Nigeria stands to gain economically from all these things. And so you find out that the issue about Twitter was now reduced to just coming to register in Nigeria.
Makes you wonder if this is deliberate.
You see, just deliberate negligence.
Okay.
Now, you said, okay, Twitter should come and register in Nigeria. But even while the ban was on, Nigerians were accessing Twitter through VPNs. So it was the federal government that lost out in it. Yes, the ban on Twitter violated free speech. But the other side of it was that government also hurt itself, in the sense that it could have invited Twitter and said, look, before you continue operating, register as a company, you have to do this according to our laws, the act establishing the Federal Inland Revenue Service and other stuff, according to our laws, you have to establish. But when you speak with some foreign partners, you find out that people can come into Nigeria, physically or virtually, do business, and just walk away with the entire proceeds. Not a kobo coming to the Nigerian government cash revenue. And that's where my concern is. Because after that ban, some people, tried to find out whether Twitter was registered in Nigeria. It wasn't. Okay. And I don't know, and I don't know if up till now, as we speak, if it has become a registered entity in Nigeria.
All right, so Philly, let me list some countries here. They have one thing in common: China, Iran, Myanmar, North Korea, Pakistan, Russia, Turkmenistan. They have all blocked X or Twitter access.
Yes.
Essentially because they fear that the specter of fake news was even more dangerous than waging a war on a country.
Yes.
Because fake news is created to change people's beliefs, attitudes, or perceptions.
Yes, it's a deliberate attempt to distort the truth and then leech people onto some kind of falsehood that will impel them to take certain actions.
So why I mentioned the countries is because Nigeria is not the only one having problems with.
Yes.
And remember what enraged the then president. There was this news that in Aso Rock, the occupant is not or was not Buhari, but a certain Jibril Sudan.
Sudan.
And it split opinion in the country.
Yes.
And the man was enraged. And then the president then retorted that what's going on, because he specifically mentioned the Nnamdi Kanu as flying the news, and that what he was doing there was not too far away from the civil war the region faced. So
yes, I saw that tweet the president tweeted that time, and it went against the community guidelines of Twitter, and they pulled it down and suspended his handle. You understand?
So of course, you remember that former President Trump had his Twitter handle suspended.
Yes. Trump's own had to do with using making vulgar abuse, which is unpresidential of him. Not just the Twitter, but even the American space. The American traditional media highly condemned what he was doing, that he was bringing the office of the American president to the gutters. Yes, and it's not acceptable. But that of Buhari was even much more dangerous because he used the Twitter handle in a way that was discriminatory and abusive to a nation that he presumed to be governing. I say presume because he was never aware of many of the things going on in the country then.
Yeah, but the man was playing catch up, if you understand.
Yeah. But let me focus on that. The tweet was not only against public policy. It was targeted against a tribe, a part of the country, and it became almost like an anathema because you don't govern a country and then single out a part of it and make spurious statements like that. If you do that, then what are you telling the citizens to do? No matter the level of provocation, yours is to your assignment first to secure the space and not to create problem there. The security and welfare of the people shall be the prime purpose of government. That's what the law says. So your assignment as one who governs a country is to ensure that the people have security, they have welfare. Not that you, who is supposed to protect them, will now single out a part and then begin to make statements like that can be inflammatory. Even call that place a dot nation and all that, which is not acceptable at all. Okay? That is why Twitter as a company reacted. That even if Nigerians are too fearful to confront the president eyeball to eyeball, this thing breached community guidelines. And they brought it down. It's not safe. This can lead to something else. It's inciting and all that. So people can lash on it and begin. We saw what happened in the North some time ago. Somebody was it on the social media said something about the Quran and the Bible and all that, which was false. In 2 hours, 2 hours, protest had already, protest was there ongoing and all that. So it is good that we're talking about this now. And it's also good that we're recounting what has happened in the past. But what I think the court is saying in this regard, and by the way, what you talked about, the issue of taxation, the social media handles now pay tax to the federal government. There's what they call specified areas of operation. They are not resident here, okay, but Nigerian citizens are users.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, if you have that space that you say Twitter Nigeria, okay, that space, any transaction initiated there that is of financial value, okay, there's an amount of money that Nigeria gets from that transaction, from your card as you pay. There's an automation that comes to the country. Nigeria is not the only country that does it. I mean, Nigeria's own tax system is not even as far-reaching as that of the US. That of the US, everything is expensive tax. Anything you buy, popcorn, gari, anything you touch, whether the one that is produced there or not, there's a tax ratio on everything. Everything. And when you buy things in the US, you don't throw the paper away. You keep piling it. Because you can take that when you are out of funds. You can pack all those people to government. Say when you had money, this was the tax you were paying when you had money. And now you don't have anything again. You can collect food stamp, depending on when you get a job. Okay, so you can always use it. But here, our own tax is not, even our VAT that's supposed to be expensive tax is tied to just some products, not all. Not everything is vatable. And then the ones that have to do with the company income, is personal income, that one is clear. And the other taxes withholding for contractors and all that, where yours for. So Nigerian government benefits from it, and it's good that they're benefiting from it. On the area of the crypto and the blockchain technology, it's so complex for the federal government. They need help, and they should call for it early enough. Absolutely. Because there's a lot of money on that space. See, when you say Binance, people are used to generate money, convert it and sponsor Boko Haram and all that. You are just telling the world that you are helpless. That you have no solution to your primary problems. So because there are Binance, people are using that to, as you claim, then the solution is to, put an end to it. That's not the solution. The solution is to go in there, see what is in it for you. Then get the cybersecurity angle. Up until now, the Nigerian police have no cybersecurity department. Okay? And they are police. They are supposed to protect lives and properties. But you have, there's a window. Properties are there. Cryptocurrency and all that. Those are people's property. There's no law protecting it. There's no agency protecting it. You understand? So, the federal government must wake up to these areas. Absolutely. When you, in fact, they even have space police now in the United States, monitoring the planets all over the world. In Mars now, Mars is being habited by people now. They've discovered water there.
You look forward to going there?
Yes, possibly, because people are already signing deed of assignment there. People are claiming territories already. The people who go first, they will be the ones to show you title documents that they don't have this thing over there. So if you don't go early, Nigeria should go quick so that we can go and get our own territory, because it's a free space, is for humanity as it is now. Before some people go there and not domesticate it and tell you before you enter you have to pay rent, you have to pay tax, you have to pay this. True. That is the truth. It's for humanity now. It's like 14 nautical miles away from your seashore. Anything after 14 nautical miles for humanity. You can go there and fish. You can go there and carry anything you want to carry. But you cannot do it in within somebody's 14 nautical mile. It will get to a point when if marine what it developed to a point now, they come with new marine laws and tell you that.
What we are talking about here, playing by the rules.
Yes.
is the name of the game.
Yes, they should
Twitter
play
is
that.
here, it has guidelines, and for Nigerians to tap into it, we must also play by the rules they make up.
Yeah, just like Barrister said, we need to properly understand how these things operate.
The dynamics.
The dynamics of social media. You know, a lot of people say social media should be regulated. How will you do that without infringing on free speech? Then those nations you mentioned, that's not the kind of company any serious nation wants to be, in league with.
Those are not democracies now.
Look at China.
They are not democracies. China
banned Twitter, but China has TikTok. That is making a lot of money for. Is that not hypocritical? So you see, when we list certain things, we should just look at, is it Turkmenistan? That's not even a nation. That's a banana republic, or if there's something worse than that.
It's in the map.
No, it's not about the geographical space.
It's not democracy.
So we the point is this, you see, all this is social media has its positives. Nigeria has to really tap into the positive, because there are a lot of positives, for Nigeria, from social media.
The social media is also helpful to people in this our business too.
That is it.
Take advantage.
It has revolutionized our business.
Yes, but at the same time, care must be taken so you don't flirt with what is not true.
Yeah, but before social media, there was falsehood.
There was
Bush radio.
I agree. Where pirate radio.
Where a lot of falsehood come out from. So this one is just an electronic version of it, which can be regulated.
Even more dangerous because the speed, the coverage, and so on.
Okay, let me just say something. Look at America. They're battling with gun violence for years. The gun lobby is very powerful. Some people have been saying, control the guns, control the guns, control the flow of guns. But the gun lobby says, no. Everything, every effort, at controlling guns has been thwarted. Even while Donald Trump was president of the United States, certain recommendations were made by the U.S. Department of Justice, but he turned them down. Now look at what happened some days ago. Just in line with the gun violence problem. So you see, we should not get ourselves into the unprofitable argument.
But he wanted to control the gun during his era.
But
it was overpowered.
That's what I'm saying, the gun lobby. That's why I said we should not get into the politics of whether social media should be regulated or which country are regulated. No. Let us sit down.
No, but there must be a sizable community watching us now, wondering. It's natural.
Okay, so let me give you an example. What would have been done to Lai Mohammed, who as Minister of Information pushed out fake news? He said the president was ill. He said the president was well. He said the president is ill, hearty, and doing well. I watched him on TV. The president came some months later and said, I've never been so sick in my life. I was very sick.
I almost died.
So shouldn't Lai Mohammed have been put on trial for fake news? So you see, so now what is sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. So what we are saying is this: there are instances where mistakes can be made,
yes,
and corrections, can be made. So, but we must not now attempt to turn everything, criminalize everything. Yes, there will be guidelines. Yes, there should be rules, but in applying those rules, you also have to play by the dynamics. But my interest also goes to the fact that Nigeria must also seek to, reap benefits from the cyberspace. Let's not make it look like the cyberspace is one evil, is a grotesque, creature that we should just run away from.
But so you're taking this thing home now. So Alhaji Lai Mohammed appears before the court and states his side of the wahala. Will it change anything?
It will, because whilst he'll be doing that, there'll be pressmen whose job is to hold government accountable to the people, whether past government or present government. The Constitution says in Section 22 that their duty is to hold government accountable to the people, whether it's current government, whether it's past government, whatever it is, government. So it will be beneficial. Then we will now come to terms with the core issues that were discussed and what were the resolutions. Because we don't know till now. We don't know. I read part of it in one of MBA material that were bought during the 2 years ago, yes, the conference of 2 years back. That is when I read part of what were the issues, the regulation on WhatsApp and Twitter. But that is not enough. Okay, those who entered into that agreement and didn't deem it fit to, let us see that even the National Assembly at the time, okay, was not even effective to that issue, because they are supposed to be the first persons to oversight whatever it is the executive did by virtue of their position by law. But I don't know what their input was on that up until now. So like Mohammed will shed light. At least he cannot refuse. He cannot say he won't come to court. Or that will amount to contempt.
He can't refuse the invitation.
Yes, so he has to come there and then make that remark. Let the press report it. Let it be in the public domain. From there, we can raise objections if we want. From there, we can go, at least people who want to go to court to get restraining order from any, or to have the agreement unsigned or anything. We can always do that, because anything you sign between Nigeria and a foreign organization or a foreign body is either a charter or a treaty. So it's like Mohammed, is it his prerogative to sign on our behalf or to enter into such agreement on our behalf without our knowledge or our consent? We don't know what is in there. And by Section 12 of the 1999 Constitution, any agreement, charter, whatever it is, bilateral, multilateral, whatever lateral you enter into without domestication by Section 12 of the 1999 Constitution can as well go to no effect, can go to no issue.
Yeah.
Okay, until it has been domesticated by the National Assembly in compliance with Section 12 of the 1999 Constitution, you can have as many as possible, but they will not be they will have no probative value until they have been properly.
But it's only proper to state here that suspended Twitter account or X account has been lifted.
It has been,
so we're back on Twitter.
And Twitter has actually it has become monetized. So it has been paying Nigerians too. So we must also acknowledge that
we are making money.
Nigerians, because I don't work with the federal government. Nigerians as individuals, the naming organizations are making money.
Have employed a lot of people.
A lot of
youths today.
A lot of people
who are skit makers, who are lifestyle bloggers, different things. Yeah, researchers. More than the number of people government have employed in the last 20 years. The social media house them. They're able to travel to anywhere in the world.
Yes, freelancers.
Yeah, based on there's some YouTubers, and the largest YouTuber in Africa is a Nigerian. He's also the most followed person on Facebook. He has 22 million followers and all that. So we should, preserve the social media, because it's one other company that can easily get the people busy. If the social media were not there and some of these other things that the youth do, by now this government would have been in trouble. So they should do what they have to do to make sure that.
And in taking this in bearing the discussion, I think it's only proper that at the central government engage the right people.
Experts,
yes. Especially in this.
Yes, there are experts. There are experts in these things. There are, from anywhere in the world, they can bring experts. They can actually also. The government has placed a ban on foreign training for Nigerian public officials, so they can bring these experts in. They can even through Zoom. They can actually also get trained through Zoom.
The common name is The new media is opening a vista,
It's a different world entirely. The new media is a different world entirely. And there's so much that Nigeria stands to gain by actively and positively engaging, the new media. There's a lot. Because if you look at it, we keep, you see ministers of information saying that foreign media, they like to write negative things about Nigeria. They like to write negative things about Nigeria, but nobody, you see, in an election, to choose whether the lion should be the king. And the electors are monkeys. The lion can never win in the election. That is the truth. So, if you don't get invested in it, you think the foreign media, my son who is just 13, the other day, he made an observation. He said, sometimes the way some of these foreign media write things about, Nigeria, that look at it. This one, he said, it's like they're always waiting for something bad.
He's biting the bug
to happen. So, but you cannot, but the story of the hunt can only glorify if the hunter writes his own story.
Yeah.
That is where the story of the hunt will glorify the hunter. So we must also, government should also, I'm happy government has come out now to say that it's bringing out a financial scheme, a single digit loan to assist the media. Government should also.
But the foreign media don't manufacture news.
Yes, I know. Yes, the idea that
they see what is going on and they take it up and they write. So maybe it's our mind that is giving us this problem. We have conditioned
because you are Africans.
Yeah, we have conditioned our mind to feel like these people are against us at every point. But I think it's what we are churning out that they are writing. And their own journalism is even deeper than ours because they do verification and they do a lot of leaving out when in doubt, as against some of our people who will just put whatever they want to put to fill up the pages and all that.
All right, gentlemen, I hear we must apply the brakes here. But let's thank Rebecca Madunago for his time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We are always imbued by your illumination.
Thank you.
Barrister Evans Ofeli, many thanks too for your.
A pleasure.
Okay, so we are done. Let the debate continue. But the happy news, yes, X or Twitter is back. We are using it, but it's a two-way street. We play by the rules, even as we expect government to do its own part of the bargain. I'm out of here. On behalf of the Backroom Boys, this is yours sincerely, Citizen Jones Hussein, saying thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.